I am Drew Kibler.
Hi, I'm Paige Madden.
When I think of working in your mind, just like working on your body, I think of people wanting to believe that mental health problems will solve themselves passively, when really it's usually an active effort to kind of uncover things you may be struggling with and kind of accepting those things before you can move forward and find yourself in a better mental state.
Yeah, so when I hear working on your mind, just as you work on your body, I think there's a big connection between the mind and the body. I think, especially when it comes to sport, the mind is just as important as the body. I think they're all interconnected, and that if your mind's not right, your body's not going to be right. And for me, I think it's so important to work on both just in everyday life.
Well, I find balance in a lot of different ways when the sport is stressful. It could be something simple like just going for a walk or for a drive with the windows down, listening to good music, or it could be taking on a project that kind of removes my mind from the stresses of swimming, like an art project or a writing project, maybe something like that. I think there are so many different ways that you can find balance, even if it's just like hanging out with some friends away from the sport.
Yeah, I think going to see a psychologist is pretty important for me when I'm trying to find balance. I also try to have other interests outside of sports, so I'm really into photography and applying to grad school. I also have another job working in social media outside of sport, and I think that sort of keeps my mind right and that I don't have all of my eggs in my swimming basket. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just for me personally, I think it's good to kind of keep things balanced. And I also take a lot of naps. I love big time napper, I love naps.
Well, when I notice myself struggling with mental health, the first people I turn to are my family. They're always there for me. My mom, dad, and sister, have been with me through it all, so they know everything. But it's also really nice to know that I have a lot of friends in my community, in my circle. And for sometimes when I have bigger problems where just kind of casual conversations can't help, I have turned to professional help many times. And that's always very, very helpful. It's a little bit challenging sometimes with the stigma, but I really think that that's been impactful in my life.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, when I notice myself struggling, I'll turn to my teammates. Luckily, I have a really good support system, training out in Tempe. And then secondly, I'll turn to my sports psychologist and meet with them, kind of discuss what's going on. I also try to journal pretty frequently when I'm alone, so I think that kind of helps me work through my thought processes, and just getting it down on paper is better than it ruminating in my mind.
What I would want other people to know when it comes to mental health and how it supported me in my journey is that no matter how hard we work and how prepared we are physically, if we're not prepared mentally, we just can't become the highest, most happy version of ourselves, and we can't achieve our goals to their fullest extent. And so I think it's very, very important to explore all avenues to try to get in touch with your mental health, whether it is just coming to terms with it and having conversations about it with a close and trusted friend or family, or if it's seeking professional.
Yeah, I think I would want athletes and therapists to know that it's okay to get help, and in fact, it's a good thing. I think sometimes it's stigmatized to go see a psychologist on a regular basis, but I think it's really good, even if you don't have anything going on in your life, just to go talk things through with a neutral party. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing you can do.
I think something that's super cool about it being an Olympic year is having an opportunity to decide who around you is going to help you get closer to your goals. And I think that's a little bit broad at first, but if you kind of break it down and dissect it, you start to think who is like-minded in the way that they give peace outside the pool, who helps me relax, who helps me get really, really intense and focused during practice, who helps me have fun in the meet, who brings out the racer. And so this year going forward, I've been really thankful to be surrounded by people that have really helped me, are very like-minded in the pursuit of my goals. And that has given me a lot of peace when it comes to my mental health.
Yeah, I think it being an Olympic year, that carries a lot of weight, just the work and just the training and everything is just heightened. And I think for me, that means that I need to take extra care of myself. I need to make sure I'm staying on top of my mental health. I need to make sure that I'm meeting with my friends or having balance with life rather than just speaking about the Olympic year all the time. That being said, I think it is important to you know, train and make sure that everything's going well, but it's just important to make sure that my mind's in the right place.
Well, I like that this campaign's called Under the Surface because it's a little bit of a double meaning, and of course we spend our entire careers under the surface, so to speak, of water. But I think the thing about mental health is we don't ever really know what people are going through, and we know that other people don't know what we're going through. And so hopefully, if we can break some of these struggles that we have from under the surface and bring them out, you can all kind of help each other and move forward in a healthy way.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously in the pool you're underneath the surface, but I think for this campaign specifically, underneath the surface is sort of like underneath what you're projecting on the outside. And I think there's so many times where you see an athlete or you see someone who seems like they're doing so well, but internally they're struggling. And I think it's okay to project that struggle and to talk about it because everyone goes through their own thing, and if you do talk about it, people are going to relate to that, and it'll help them with their own struggle or something. That's the really good way to phrase. You're not alone.
You are more than an athlete.